Come to this very, very special live from the Mei Lanfang Grand Theater. It's a special night. It's an extremely special night for me. By the way, I'm Nadim, and this is my face. It's a special night because tonight I will debut as a Peking Opera Wusheng, and the Wusheng is a male warrior. So this is our new show. Today is the final day. It's called Mission 100, and for 100 days, I have been learning, practicing, breathing, day in, day out, Peking opera, which is a form of Chinese traditional theatrical art. And you can consider it as a reality TV meets documentary. For 100 days, I've been practicing with some of the best talents, young and veteran, in the field here in Beijing. They're all from the China National Peking Opera Company, 中国国家京剧院, and it's been an incredible, incredible experience. And so after these 100 days are over, today is day number 100, and today I am going through the ultimate test, which is, if you follow me, I will perform in front of a public live audience, you guys at home, online, and a number of invitees here at the Mei Lanfang Grand Theater, which is one of the most prestigious theaters for Peking opera in China. Now we're taking you backstage. We still have 1 hour before the show officially starts, and we're having a lot of different cultural activities related to Peking opera tonight. But we thought it would be interesting to bring you guys with us to the backstage to see how me and my scene partner here, Huikang, who is a wuchou. And wuchou basically is, we can talk about the roles in Peking opera later on if you guys want, if you guys have questions, but a wuchou is basically, wu means martial arts or military, chou is a clown, and so he's a clown with military or martial arts skills. And so him and I, tonight, we will be performing. He is a professional. He's been doing it since he was 10 years old. This year, let me ask him, 岳老师，你今年几岁？
我今年25周岁。
25岁。你10岁开始是吗？
对，我10岁开始练习的。
好, so he started at 10. He's 25 years old this year, which is a lot younger than I am. And so he's been practicing for 15 years, very professional, very quick-footed, very nimble, very athletic. So he and me, whatever qualities I just mentioned, I don't have, but we will be performing tonight. We're performing in selection from one of the classics of Peking opera, which is called Sanchako, or At the Crossroads. We're performing around 8 to 9 minute, depending on how fast I am, minute excerpt from this play. And we will be starting our makeup and our fuzhuang, getting dressed to become the characters, so we can play the part in an hour's time. So if you join me to the backstage, this is, again, we're doing this live from the Mei Lanfang Grand Theater here in Beijing. This is an extremely important night for me. We're filming, and if you notice, I have two mics. It's because we're filming two things at the same time. We're filming this live stream, and we're filming our episode 12, which is the grand finale of Mission 100. You can check out Mission 100 at Mission 100 on Facebook.
水是打哪儿拿的？哦，嗨，我这属于最业余的人，这玩意儿能给我先。没了。
对，现在让观众看我们化妆的时候是什么样的，然后穿衣服。He is the reason why today I am. He has been with me since day 3 of this extremely, extremely special adventure through this incredible art form, 200-something-year-old art form. and without him, I would not be able to be on stage today. So 感谢朱老师你支持和鼓励。I was just thanking him because I cannot thank him enough for everything that he's done for me for the past 97 days, actually 97 training days. And he's been just an incredible support for me, and he taught me everything that I need for me to go on stage today and perform to the best of my ability. But without further ado, we can start with the makeup, and because it's going to take some time, and then we can talk as we do it. I'm not going to do my makeup by myself. I have a professional makeup artist who will be doing my makeup, so let me just call her and let's get this party started. 你好，老师，我们可以开始做化妆。
哪地方？你今儿还要脱吗？穿上。
这个衣服还
这个还需要 OK 哦，对，因为以后我不穿这个，我只穿这个。OK。
要不然一会儿你化完妆就脱不开。
Okay, so I have to take. This is not that kind of show, but I have to take my outer sweater for makeup purposes.
还放到你那个。这其实你吗？
对，是我的。Okay, so we continue. Okay. Should have prepared for that.
你的红牛呢？
现在10分钟之后。
行。
Okay.
但我怕你化完妆你就没时间了。
哦，是吗？Okay.
一会儿吧，你。
一会儿，好 Okay. So, where were we? Okay. Sorry for this interruption, and we continue with our regular programming. Let me just have a little bit of water. Okay, 好。So the makeup artist, we did the dress rehearsal yesterday, and it took us a little bit of time because my skin isn't the smoothest, especially with the residues of my beard. And so we're starting a little bit early so we can be able to catch up with the show, because when it's showtime, I have to show up. So the play that we're playing today is again called Sanchako, or At the Crossroads, and it's an interesting play. I'm very fond of it, and I was the one who actually chose it to perform. They offered me on the second day of my journey. They offered me three choices. They offer. Oh, sorry. We have. We have to film this. Okay, we have to film this. All right. We started late, but okay. So on day 2, when I started, day 1 of Mission 100 was basically introduction. I got to meet my mentor, Liu Lihua, who is an amazing veteran performer who specializes in Jing roles. Probably when you think of Peking opera, this is the image that comes to you guys. It's basically these over-the-top, really big characters with a lot of makeup, exaggerated makeup. And this is what he specializes in. These are the roles that he specializes in. They're called Jing. And so he offered me 3 options to choose from in terms of plays, and I decided to choose Sanchako because the moment I saw it, I fell in love with it. Sanchako revolves around 2 people mainly. Ren Tanghui, which is the character that I am portraying. He is a Wusheng. Sheng is one of the 4 main roles in Peking opera. So we said there's Jing, and then there's the Sheng. Jing is the painted role. Sheng is the male protagonists. There's the Cho as well, who are the clowns or the comedians of the theater. And you have the Dan, who are the female characters. Now, Wusheng means, Sheng means male protagonist, Wu means martial arts or military, and so Wusheng is a male warrior. The Wu Cho, who is my scene partner, Huikang, who is portraying Liu Lihua, is a Wu Cho, or a clown with martial arts. So the story revolves around these two characters, Ren Tanghui, Liu Lihua. Ren Tanghui is a warrior who is on a secret mission to protect a general on his way to exile. This general had killed a traitor minister, and so as a punishment, even though that the person he killed is basically a bad person, he was sent away to this island to live in exile. And so on his way, Ren Tanghui, me, is sent to keep an eye out on him, to protect him secretly. And so the general, and this is all happening during the Song Dynasty, so that's a whole lifetime ago. So Ren Tanghui and the general need to stay the night at an inn, at a hostel, and this hostel is operated by none other than Liu Lihua. Now, Liu Lihua is suspicious of Ren Tanghui because he thinks that Ren Tanghui is out to kill this general. And Ren Tanghui has the same suspicion about Liu Lihua. And so this mutual suspicion leads to a misunderstanding about the identity and the intention of both of these characters. And what's going to happen is that there's going to be a fight scene in closed quarters at night in pitch black darkness when Liu Lihua sort of makes his way into Ren Tanghui's rented room and wants to kill him. And so there's this fight that arises from this misunderstanding until this misunderstanding eventually is cleared when the general walks in and sort of says, chill out, you guys, we're all good people here. Now, this is actually the version that we are going to be performing today, but this has not always been the only version of this classic piece. Early on, there was another version where Liu Lihua is a bad person and he dies eventually, but they've decided at one point to change it and adopt a different ending to this play. And so the scene that we're going to portray today, which is roughly 8 to 9 minutes, is Ren Tanghui entering his room. He has a candle in his hand, a sword in the other, obviously because he's a fighter. And he's using the candle to inspect the room. He tries to bang on the walls to see if there's any cavity. If there's cavity, means someone is inside. Someone can come out, jump on him. And then looks up and looks up and down, and then tries to see if there's anyone hiding under the table / bed. So he inspects the room, and then he blows out the candle, and then everything is pitch black. I mean, this is in the story pitch black, but in reality on stage, it's going to be brightly lit. And so one of the characteristics of this play is that I have to make the audience believe that I am not seeing anything because the room is pitch black, while there are very big lights directed at me because I'm on stage. And so this is the beauty of this play. We call this mo he, which is I try to make my way through the darkness. And this is one of these these characteristics of this specific play. So I blow out the candle, I sleep, and then Liu Lihua, the suspicious, tries to break in, try to see what I am plotting. And so he's opening the door, and then I hear a crack, I wake up, and then in the dark, we try to find each other. The room is somewhat big, but we always try to cross each other. Sometimes we manage to butt heads. Sometimes one of us manages to escape. And this is the scene that we're doing. It's an 8-minute scene. It's a high octane, high intensity. It took us a long time to get it done. And this is tonight what we will be performing on the stage of Mei Lan Feng. So this is the end result of Mission 100. But the story really began 100 days of practice ago. Actually, it started a lot longer than that, because the first time we filmed, day 1, was on June 17th. And so it's almost been 5.5 months, but because of circumstances outside of our abilities, for example, me getting injured during training, we had to, at many times, stop the filming so I can sometimes recover a bit better, so I can carry on. And so the whole point of this, oh, okay, 3 mics now, and counting. So the point of Mission 100 is, the way I see it, is not just to learn a piece of Peking opera play. That's not, even though this is the ultimate test, but that's not the goal. The goal for me was to understand, for me and through my experience, make people understand what Peking opera is, what Jingju is. I think a lot of people have heard of Peking opera, but very few people know what this art is all about. They don't understand how hard training is. I certainly didn't know. It is notorious that it's very grinding and there's really a lot of self-discipline, but I think very few people have lifted the veil on what apprentices need to go through to be in tip-top shape for Peking opera. And so the point of Mission 100, the way I see it, was through my experience, through my first-hand experience, really studying, practicing Jingju for 100 days with these professionals, to have an idea about their experience, about their stories, and through my experience as a beginner, try to transmit this knowledge to people, to try to make them understand what's happening behind the stage, which is fitting because we are backstage right now. So we started in June, and June 17th, and 6 days after training, I got injured. I got injured because I am a little bit too old for Peking opera. Usually, people start training during childhood. I have met people here at the 中国国家京剧院 who started as early as 9 years old, 10, 11. And this is very regular. This is conventional. They start very early and they spend their lifetime trying to master these skills, trying to improve themselves, their body, their physique, their understanding of the art. Because there's so many schools in this art. So many schools means so many understandings of different plays, of the physicality of Peking opera, etc., etc. And so I came into the game a lot late, at 30 plus years. And so as I was stretching my leg, which is left leg, I had a muscle pull. And at first, I was like, okay, we can still continue. But the more I continued, the more it got worse. And so we had to stop. And then we came back and we continued filming. And then the same place, same spot, got injured because it wasn't fully recovered. And so we had to stop. And then we had to do it again, go over the rest period. Then train again, and then a third injury in the same leg, in the same spot, because it hasn't fully recovered. Because usually these injuries would take weeks to recover, and since we were tight on schedule, I took the executive decision to continue with this. And I think that this brief experience with pain that I experienced is very representative of how tough this procedure is. Peking opera is not for everyone. Peking opera is an art that is difficult to master. It comes up. 对，可以，没问题。这个可以吗？ 好，说吧。不，你要说啊。
我就说你稍微保存点体力
啊，
不要一会儿说多了你没劲儿了。
OK， 但是没办法。
没事，他们一会儿
得少说点儿。
一会儿还有那个老师介绍剧情。
对。
OK。
可以不说话，我们不是看人物是吗？对。我怕你一会儿没有劲儿。
啊 ，OK，let me 我继续我说一句话，然后没问题。Okay, so they're asking me to just conserve my energy because I will have to be on stage in a bit. But let me finish what I started and then let you enjoy this makeup performance. This makeup routine. I'm at loss of words. And so I think my experience with pain, with the injury, is very emblematic of how tough this process is, how tough, how grinding, how much it requires self-discipline, and how much it requires commitment, because it really is, the process tries to break you and then rebuild you in a totally different person as a great performer. You need a lot of muscle coordination, muscle control, muscle memory for it. You need to look at all the minute details in your performances because this is what makes a great show. We'll talk about it later into the live stream, and for the time being, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut for a bit so the makeup artist can finish doing her job. 好，
闭眼睛。闭眼。
养养精神。
好。
就是我们演出之前啊，都是要不说话，然后要安安静静的想一想自己的剧目。然后想一想舞台上你要注意什么，想一想你的动作还有哪块需要注意的，明白吗？这样你会集中，要不然会分神。
好。好。可以，老师。
闭眼睛。
你还有什么顾虑的？还有什么需要问我的？你可以跟我说。
现在。
对。
关于什么？
你回去总结了吗？就是昨天的演出啊。
对。
总结了吗？
总结什么意思？
就是想一想今天演怎么样。
对，我想很多次，但是我知道现在，我还有一些问题，但是我希望今天，我会解决在舞台上这些问题，比方说我的背一直需要惩治，或者我拿到的时候，我应该不再那么身体那么近，需要一点点有距离，对。然后我最后一段跟于老师打斗，我觉得我还是要一点点脆，不要那么乱，对。
是这样，然后最重要的是眼神，然后做护跳的时候，我的这个腿，对 leg 对。
这是我的老师，left leg。
对，是 left leg，近一点，
还有伸直。
伸直，对。
昨天我的老师跟你说，你还记得吗？
对。
就是那个刀那下。对。还记得吗？我
还记得。你觉得今天我可以做这个吗？
可以，你昨天做的挺好的。
好。
你就是集中一点啊，别恍惚。啊，你该怎么做就怎么做。
好。那要不你现在跟观众说一句话，告诉他们京剧哪里有困难，哪里有魅力，跟他们分享一下你的知识。
让听听看一会儿有时间分享。
没想到。
真的英文不错。
是吗？这么厉害。谁教的？这么牛。
你好，刘大哥。
噔噔噔，
哎，
这个叫做柚子。
对。
啊，柚子呢，其实有个寓意，就是佑你平安。就是预祝你今天演出顺利成功。
哦。
而且这个柚子不是买的，是自己种的。
真的吗？
真的。
你种这样的水果？
是我学生，他在广东，对他们家种的，然后让我尝一尝鲜。我说这个很有意思，我说今天晚上真好，寓意很好，送给你。
谢谢你，谢谢你。好，
祝你成功。我给你放在这儿吧，
可以
还可以看一看。
好，给我 good luck。
对 ，good luck。
谢谢你。然后这个和这个，
对，很搭，很搭，
对，搭配
很好，很好。
好，
行，那你先忙，
好，
你先忙，一切心态全部放松，没问题，享受这个过程 ，enjoy。
好
，enjoy。
好 ，I will enjoy，谢谢。对
，OK，
对，这个我还记得你第2天说你还需要 enjoy。
对 ，enjoy。主要现在就是这样的一个状态就 OK 了。对，一切都是最好的结局。
对，现在不是紧张，但是我不知道以后我会不会紧张，但是现在我觉得
不用紧张。对，
但是我觉得，因为今天是我们的公演，是正式表演，所以肯定有一点紧张。
你要想，这就是一个 party。今天所有人来都是冲着你来，是冲着你这件事情来的。你不是一个专业的京剧演员，所以你没有这个包袱。对，你只要享受这样的一个快乐就可以。
好，
对，
好，
而且我们有Huikang在，我们有这些伴奏的老师在，没问题，放心。
好，OK。
钟老师也会在边上。
好，谢谢老师，谢谢老师。
好，加油，
好，
加油，
肯定加油。
好，那个慧敏，那个还给他抓紧一点时间啊。这边现在是7:04。当然这边好，7:04，我们争取在7:20的时候能让他，或者7:15
上棉花眼。
好的，行，好，那就没问题。行。 还有一个下来以后，他就把妆化，妆可能来不及卸，他会把他自己的衣服上，妆肯定到时候他了，后面会来那个来得及，10分钟让换衣服来得及吗？是，让他换一下，对，不用卸这些，对，天线宝和这些东西可以取一下。到时候服装全塌了，一直在很热，到时候
变。
就这样，可以了啊。
那蒂姆，
嗯，
你就听就行了啊，好吗？我们演出，对，你就听就行了。我们老师啊，就一般演出之前啊，就会说，这个排戏啊，要像演出一样。今天演出呢，就像排戏一样。明白吗？就是你这个心态啊，你就跟咱们昨天彩排一样，跟想排一样。好吧。其他的不要想那么多。好吗？
好。
就是集中一点。啊，心细一点。好吧。
好的。
啊，这没问题。
好。
然后现在把眼睛闭着眼就可以想一想你的动作，你的位置，在脑子里过电影，好吧？
好，可以。我现在做这样，对，想一想这些细节，老师要求的东西，好吧？可以，完全可以。那你就先化妆了，好吧？
我这是70段的吧。
Someone was curious about you, where you from, but in Chinese, okay?
我是黎巴嫩人，我从黎巴嫩来自，是在中东，是一个小的国家。如果你不知道黎巴嫩是在哪里，就是土耳其的南边。还有别的问题吗？好。
平视睁眼对。
是我有一个问题可以问你。
可以。
那帮助我做化妆，因为我是外国人，比做化妆对中国人有什么不一样？京剧的化妆。
就是你的骨骼比亚洲人会更立体。毕竟你没公主，我们亚洲人长得都比较平，然后你们欧洲人可能就是更立体一些。像你的眼睛和眉毛就不能画得太近。要不然就感觉眼睛和眉毛都长到了一块儿。
Someone was curious about you. 你现在学了很多的技巧，你是不是就学会了中国功？
我学习了一点点功夫，比真正的京剧演员没有很大的差别的区别，不好意思。我觉得我现在学习了16个技巧跟京剧有关，但是这个对专业非常少。但是我觉得，因为我刚刚开始学习京剧，我觉得还行吧。你的问题我回答了好吗？还是？我导演是在哪？对哦。
好，马上。
那如果是这样，我们是不是还需要穿衣服？
对，应该是。
但是我现在去舞台上可以戴眼镜吗？还是不可以？
尽量不要戴，因为戴了就有印儿了。
但是现在我不戴，什么都看不见。
那我就给你想个办法吧。
好，就是什么？
这个咱们可以试一下，就是你鼻子上垫一张纸。
哦。
因为咱们试一下。我帮你拿。
拿吧。
需要吗？
你现在做这样是因为我的眉毛厚。加油！
他没让我们先给他梳个小辫儿，我先梳吧，我先梳。
没有，还行。
心脏有没有砰砰跳的感觉？
我觉得现在没有感觉。对，现在我觉得对。那你有什么感觉？
我感觉你上台前可能会有砰砰跳的感觉。
那你现在有什么感觉？
我作为一个专业的演员，可能要比你好一点儿，因为演出本来就是演员需要面对的，所以说可能就没有那么紧张。但是我要给你一些忠告，就是说在台上一定要冷静，就是遇见一些突发的状况，一定要冷静，就是不要是因为一些杂念，然后去就是把你的动作做得不标准不好也好。所以说，需要一颗强大的心脏，一定要踏实下来。
好，加油！谢谢你，谢谢你。
对，Give me five。
好，穿衣服，穿衣服，
马上上来。
马上。
他们就是出现什么问题就继续往下走。不要因为一些小事
不要听，对，不 OK。
完整的表演。你现在要喝红酒就赶紧喝，要不然一会儿你就不能喝了。喝完了嘴会特别干，它需要一个时间过程。
特别干。对。那现在不行，不要。
你要喝你就可以喝半罐，我一般都喝半罐。
你还喝吧，但是是小小的。
对，我知道，你可以喝一半。
现在开始。
赶紧喝，要不然一会儿就没有效果。
没有效果。
它得需要在体内有半小时的消化过程。
还有水吗？给我。
有，你要这个吗？
我不要这个。哎，这个也可以，你
啊
还有吗？，
我这有一个，但是我们可以一般一般。
我来个水。
甜的，
天呐，对，
它就起到一个兴奋的作用。
有没有餐巾纸？对，
再喝一口就该穿服装了。
别喝太多，要不然容易台上容易内急，就很难受。
所以刚才为什么让你刚才就喝呀？好了，
好
不要再喝了。穿服装。
好，现在 OK，但是我要去
厕所。
没有，但是现在因为我不需要，对，所以现在我去厕所吗？还是啊？你好。
脚底下有水啊。
有的吗？ 动作。对。Do you have any other？ 还有别的问题？ No, no, 我说韩语还是英语 Okay, I haven't started actually. We are still preparing here in the backstage of 梅兰芳大剧院。我们还没有开始，我们7点半正式开始。你看，这是我的 scene partner。我们一起会表演。I cannot see you. I don't have my glasses.
探出去看一眼，探出去看一眼舞台。
But I cannot see.
站在那儿，不行，你再去帮我看看。
我不要让他们看我，我觉得，对，
就是他叫你的时候再出去。
对，所以，我进去的时候是不是从那边？是这边。那我喝一口水。对，
你待会儿。
女士们、先生们，还有各位戏迷、票友们，以及在线观看本场直播的网友们，大家晚上好。
Ladies and gentlemen, and all the opera fans, and all of you watching live, good evening. I'm the moderator of this Peking Opera Apprentice finale show. My name is Yang Di. Like Li Long, I'm also from CGTN. So the Peking Opera Apprentice is a reality show produced by the National Peking Opera House in association with the CGTN. So tonight is the finale of the show, and my colleague Nadim will partner with Huikang in his debut of At the Crossroads. And Nadim will also share with us his learning experience with young actors and actresses at the National Peking Opera House. So today, standing on the stage of the Mei Lanfang Opera House, I feel humbled. I also feel a little bit nervous because I'm a colleague of Nadim and we have known each other for quite a number of years. And when he first came to China, we talked about Peking opera. He didn't believe whatever I told him. He believed what I was telling him was right, even if when I'm wrong. But after tonight, he will become a master, and he will become my teacher. So he has been training here for 3 months, and we're gonna check it out. And we have to hear what he has to say about this. Now, without further ado, let's bring on stage Nadim Lilong, my colleague.
大家好。
我们角儿的亲友团在哪里？让我听到
Good
你们。
evening. So where are his fans? Let me hear you.
师哥。
So you're my teacher now. I heard that you have been practicing Peking opera, and you have also been learning Chinese. So can you introduce yourself to our audience in Chinese? Well, I can use Chinese, French, or English. Well, just choose Chinese. Good evening. My name is Nadim. My Chinese name is Li Long, and you can just call me Brother Long. So this is the cultural difference that we are seeing. And also, I'm among the oldest Peking opera performer. I'm still a student of Peking opera. So talk to us. What is your role? What is this program, Peking Opera Apprentice? So where are you from? Well, he got lost.
你有多长时间？
我今天舞台都是你的。
我觉得
Well,
我
how long do
多
I
了
have?
100
I
天。
think you have the whole stage. I have just been learning Peking opera for 100 days. I believe this is truly a magical experience. It's also extremely unique. A lot of you might have heard the phrase Peking opera. I'm talking about people here in China and outside China, but few of them truly understand the charm of Peking opera. And you may not know how painful it is to learn Peking opera. And it's truly a very difficult journey. And few would know the essence of Peking opera. So, through my experience, I can tell you more about Peking opera. I can tell the essence of Peking opera. Well, you can use some simple phrases to tell us how do you feel right now. Well, I feel very excited because tonight is a very special moment. It's a special event for me. So I hope that all of you can have a pleasant evening, and thank you very much for coming. And secondly, I hope that all of you can enjoy our show tonight. All right. Thank you very much, Li Long.
先请回后台，把妆化好。
So now please go backstage and get yourself ready for the show.
我们今天的龙套间学徒，
And now allow me,
的学徒
the
来给大家在
apprentice actor, to set the stage
我看
for my colleague Li Long for a while.
就是老戏骨，
I believe
三岔口的戏
all of you
诸位脑
are
海
fans
有
of
过电
the
影
Peking opera. When I mention the name at the Crossroads, you have a lot of pictures going on your head. I believe that we have also a lot of viewers watching this online from overseas. So I believe that each and every one of you are expecting this fantastic show. And I hope that you can all enjoy this show. I hope that it can bring joy to each and every one of you. And now, may I bring on stage Ma Long and Sun Qiang to talk to you about the background of this show.
尊敬的各位观众朋友们，以及守候在直播间的网友们，
Ladies
大
and
家好。
gentlemen, dear viewers watching online,
all you welcome to this live shows.
做一下自我介绍，我是国家京剧院三团的花脸演员
let me
马阿
introduce
龙。
myself.
Please allow us to
My name
introduce
is
us.
Ma.
This is Ma Along, the role of Jing, and he's come from China National Peking Opera Company.
今天呢，和我搭档的呢，也是您的老朋友孙强。
And my name is Sun Qiang, and your old friend.
我们两个人呢，在这里啊，有幸简单的来分享一下这出戏的精彩看点。
So today we are very, very happy to give you a brief introduction about this play.
首先呢，我觉得咱们两个人先应该向观众朋友们介绍一下我们京剧的演剧形式。
So first, we would like to introduce something about the Peking opera in its artistic form.
通过载歌载舞的艺术形态，加上我们的四功五法：手、眼、身、法、步、唱、念、做、打。
So basically, Peking opera is a unique performing arts. It's including singing, dancing, acrobatic shows, and also martial arts movements. There are 4 techniques and 5 skills, including hand gestures, eye contact, and steps. All kind of skills are combined into a performing arts.
再把呢我们生活中的元素啊，加上艺术的手段，以美的方式 呈现给各位观众朋友。
And we transformed the elements of a real life and into an artistic presentation and brought you to the audience.
今天这出三岔口啊，最具看点的就是它的虚拟性。
So today, one of the specialty is about virtuality or symbolism.
故事呢非常简单，英雄好汉为了搭救忠臣，因为误会，在这个舞台上啊，可就打起来了。
So the story is very simple. It's about two heroes and they fight on the stage, but it was all because one misunderstanding.
虚拟性，我们戏曲演员啊，在这个舞台上，不借助灯光的变化、布景的变化，通过这个肢体语汇，在这舞台上啊，要营造出黑暗。
So without taking any help of the lights or scenes or performers by their body language and create a total darkness on this stage.
通过肢体的探寻、眼神的寻找，在这里呢发生精彩的故事。
So by the explosion of a body language and also the expression, their look, they create a very suspicious and very dark stage on the stage.
当然了，今天也有一个专业术语，每一次激烈的打斗啊，我们称之为打靶子。
So there's a professional or terms called 打靶子 about this fighting.
也就是我们武戏精彩的呈现段落。
So this is only the part about the martial arts fighting.
那这可就需要搭档之间长期的配合，不停的磨合，才能够呢把最精彩的呈现在这舞台之上。
So in order to present this performance, the two performers need to a long time of practice, a daily practice, and a very hard training.
当然，这出武戏之所以被称之为经典啊，还有它独特诙谐的一面。
There's one of the reasons because it's become a very classic martial arts program. Also, there's a humorous part.
伴随着乐队老师罗生的时而高亢，时而低沉，给您呢同样营造出紧张的气氛。
By the support of a music band, the gongs and cymbals, the up downs and the slow and quick tempo create a very intense atmosphere.
特别是一会儿您在观剧的时候，突然发现啊，在这舞台之上静音了。
So suddenly you will feel all quiet on the stage.
只能听见啊刀锋在您的耳边呼呼地划过。
You only hear the sound of a knife and the swords.
这当然了，离不开我们长期所使用的道具。
So this all because they're about the props on the stage.
与它呢相互的熟悉和对手之间相互的配合。
This is all based on their training, their practice, by their performance.
那么咱们共同的拭目以待，来看看这块台毯之上一会儿会发生怎样的故事。
So next, let's expect this beautiful show present to you.
感谢大家耐心的聆听。
Thank you very much.
谢谢两位老师的分析。
Thank you very much for your introduction. So let me remind our viewers that this is a show broadcast live simultaneously in both Chinese and English, and I hope that you can leave your comments. You can also leave us with your questions, and after the show, I will ask the producers of the show to explain whatever questions that you may have. And just imagine that we have a foreigner who traveled all the way here and spent 100 days learning this artistic form. And now let's play a video clip and to get to know the learning experience of Li Long.
Nadim, Nihao, 欢迎来到京剧联戏上。
It's a mixed bag of emotions right now. The excitement, the happiness of doing something that I'm genuinely interested in, but at the same time you have a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of fear.
Ni hao，打扰一下，我要问你，你是我的领路人吗？
猜对了，小伙子。京剧
剧的这种传承也好，或者说它的训练演员和西方是非常不同。京剧是师傅教徒弟，所以我们小时候学戏都是没有任何记录的。
At one point, I have to learn a script, and there's no script.
这个戏呢，叫做三岔口。三岔口也很有意思。我们看到舞台上，灯光非常的明亮，但是它的表现是在黑夜当中。这样的一种表现形式，其实是非常具有这个我们说戏剧矛盾性的哈。
我觉得这个挺有意思。
他要挑战100天，要学一个京剧的一个片段，我觉得本身有难度。
你好，你好，你好，我叫李龙。我来今天是因为我需要你们的帮助。
哎，不错，
就要转回来，对，然后对，这是一个完整的。需要些什么呢？
我现在
对，可以哈。
可以。
这个就是我们练功用的耳带。对，然后要稍微勒得紧一点。好，我们今天先教压腿，2，对，不动，3，4，5，摸脚去啊，摸脚去，摸到了吗？
摸到。
对。
我也希望我会慢慢的进步。
行，1，往上提2，膝盖伸直3，膝盖伸直4。
对，这个手还是要在胸前。
预备1、2，可以，往天上扔。还不够啊，不够。
Today is the 6th day of training. I felt there was some form of pull happening right here. As the day progressed, things got worse.
But at the same time, I'm not taking any risks, I'm not taking any chances, and going back to exercising. This is my left leg, and apparently now it's responding well to me kicking it high. And obviously this is... Oh!
I mean, it's just 1 second. It takes 1 second to do this move. And every time I do it, it just feels like the time has frozen. And I just don't know why. Just 1 second and then it would be over. I can... This whole thing has not been easy at all. Like, not just so physically demanding, but so mentally. Like, every day you have to wake up and you have to be in the mood, in the right mood to exercise. And whether you're in a good mood, you're in a bad mood, you're hurting, you're feeling happy, you just have to do the exercises every single day. And it's just sometimes you just want to break. Oh God, I'm so tired. I am so tired.
京剧本来就很深奥嘛，既然你挑战了一个最高峰，你就把心态放好了，老师怎么教的你就怎么学，回家怎么练就可以了，都是你自己的吸收的一个过程。
Zhu Laoshi has been extremely patient. He's been extremely accommodating to me, encouraging, sympathetic, and I cannot be more grateful.
morning, and we've reached our second park, Tiantan, in the search for the elusive Piaoyou. Will we find them? Will we not? Stay tuned. I have a whole gang now following me. Here we go. We're doing the Yuanchang all together here.
I definitely am excited because I get to show them what I've been learning.
好，上身立住啊，把你的大拇指张开了。
首先哈，恭喜你，李龙，你能完成了这么多的我们学习的知识，很不容易啊，很不容易。
对你这太慢了啊！
真的？
这很快的。再来啊，疼，扎，看，啪，快，对，疼，对，这差不多。
第一阶段的基本功只是为了表演，去做了一些最基础的准备。等到第二阶段，才是真正就是踏入京剧的核心。就比如说，去表演一出戏，演一个京剧里面的人物，好好体验这里面的这个人物的状态。其实这是最重要的。对。
怎么样？现在我也是想在二位老师不知情的情况下，你更不知情的情况下，
嘟手，嘟发大疼，发大疼。
坦率的讲哈，我觉得有距离。比如说他第一个蹦桌子
That movement needs to be pretty. It doesn't really matter if I can fly to the moon. If it's not pretty, it has no place in Jingju. I think, I can never reach the standard that they have. I thought that my patience is running low. 我没有很多的耐心。
你知道为什么要剃头吗？
为什么？
就是两边啊，你要是有头发的话，勒完了以后它就会滋出来。你试试，好吗？我试试，也试试。
Okay. It's gonna be a very emotional moment tomorrow when I cut my hair. It definitely is. I don't want to lose it, but there's no escape. Wow, it's so new. Wow. It's been a long time since I've seen myself without a beard. Wow. Who is this guy?
"相信自己，好吗？大胆的去走。OK，不要害怕错误。不。
Let's do this.
视频看完了。
We have watched a video clip of the practice and we listened to the comments of the teacher. So, what are we up to now? I almost forgot. So, next, let's watch the performance of the show Crossroads at the Crossroads. The performer, Nadim.
我们何妨让掌声再长一点，尖叫声再响一点。两位的演出怎么样？精不精彩？ 过不过瘾？
Is it fantastic?
我们这位杨任
Have
堂
you
会帅不
getting
帅
enough? So, are they handsome guys?
liu lihua也是。谢谢两位的精彩表演。这一架打得
Well, thank you both for this wonderful performance. This is a hell of a fight, and I have been observing your performance beside, and I saw your facial expression. Now, please just take a rest in the backstage, drink some water.
得说句实话啊，这个看戏啊，这个在线看绝对
But to be honest with you, I'd rather watch the show online than in the audience, whatever, but definitely not here by the upper stage, unless they are one day performing the Empty City strategy. Because let me just pick up some fighting skills. Well, if you haven't gotten enough, let's maybe do another one, because this is a show without any lines. And after this show, we can have a brief interview with Lilong, with Nadim. So since you have all traveled a long journey to this theater, and it's not enough if we just give you one show. I think you haven't gotten enough, and after watching this fighting scene, I believe now is time to switch to something gentle or romantic. So since you are here already, we have to satisfy your needs. And how about a romantic story? Our next show is called Pick Up the Jade Bracelet. So it's a very simple story. Let me use some plain language to just tell you a little bit about this show. A young man falls in love with a young lady, but he doesn't know how to get her phone number. So how should they get to know each other? And then this little young man is very smart. He left his jade bracelet on the ground on purpose, just so that the lady could pick it up. But this was observed by a third person. So that's how the family got connected. So without further ado, let's bring on stage Fu Yuanhe, an actor from the National Peking Opera Company, to present you the show.
Thank you, Fu Yuanhe, for your wonderful performance. Let's give her a round of applause, and also to other performers. Thank you. So, who is the one in the audience who said she wanted to watch this performance? And in the beginning, we said that Nadim traveled from afar to learn the one piece of the Peking Opera and to learn each and every skill required for the performance. So now let's welcome onto stage Nadim and his masters to share their stories of learning the Peking Opera across 100 days. I feel a little bit bizarre. Well, the first question goes to you. Since each of your masters is on stage, do you dare to ask your masters how would they rate your performance today? So, Mr. Zhu is the first to answer. So, from a scale from 0 to 100, how would you rate his performance? 11. That's the number I give him. So, how about your partner? 10. I don't think it's an easy job to rate his performance, but I would like to give him 11. I'd rather give him 20. Well, the last one to answer faces the biggest challenge. You have played the show at the Crossroads before, so it's difficult for you to rate my performance. I would give you 20. So I'd like to begin from your partner. We received a question from the online viewers. They say it requires cooperation to do the martial arts well. So since it's your debut performance, it's no easy job to do it well. So how do you feel about today? You know, the martial arts require a lot of movements, and it's inevitable for you to hit and get hurt. So when the two players work together, you need a lot of training. But as we get along more and more, we get hurt less and less often. But in the beginning, a lot of such phenomena happen. I heard that in the beginning, in order to get along well, you need to slow down your movements. Yes, that's necessary for practicing each movement to make it perfect. So we have to train from and start from 0. And next, we'll leave this question to his master. So from a score from 0 to 100, how would you rate his performance? Well, I think it's 100. And we can feel that from the applause from the audience. I think he is happy to hear this result. You know, Nadim practiced for this show for only 100 days. So in order to get him prepared and qualified for this performance, what has he gone through? Well, in the first day, Nadim knew nothing about Peking Opera. But after 100 days, he can already make the show happen. It's an 8-minute show. Before I taught him, I taught him to practice the movements and the skills, like stretching his legs and arms, and he also needs to practice the movement of turning back in air. So after practicing all these skills, he also we also need to train him in terms of eye contact and other movements, and also getting along with the stage. So we are quite strict with him. We like to train him as a professional actor, and I think he knows everything very well, and he knows what he needed to do in order to give the audience his best performance. And I think we are amazed at his performance today.
你都看出来他有杀气了。对，这些。
And you can feel his energy out of his performance, and this can only be achieved after hard trainings.
84岁高龄的李景德老师。
Well, yesterday I visited my master and I invited my 84-year-old master on stage and to give him some guidance. And when I talked to my master, I tried to correct some movements of Nadim, but my master stopped me. He said Nadim was already good enough. So he spoke highly of his performance, and that was quite touching. Much earlier, when we watched the video clip of Nadim practicing, we saw he was crying. There was a moment he was crying. Yes, that's true, because the training is very hard. But in most of the time, he was strict with himself. He did not quit. And there were times when he was practicing together with the elderly people who was walking in the park, who was on a stroll. So I think he was quite popular in the neighborhood. So how long do you think he is able to take an apprentice? I think we need more time to train. So is there any difference between a foreign apprentice and a Chinese apprentice? I think he is very good at the Chinese language. He can speak very well. But I need to speak slowly. There's one good point about him is that he raises very good questions. He raises lots of questions. Things like, why do I have to stretch my legs during the practice? He asked lots of these questions. And I told him we train these movements in order to prepare for this performance. Well, thank you. Next question, we watched in the video clip that Nadim called you the mentor. Prior to today's show, I talked to him, and he shared some of his interesting thoughts. For example, he wanted to perform as a female role. How do you correct him and lead him to the right path? I think it's important to have the interest in the Peking opera. So in order to be a good actor, you have to have a good appearance. You need to be good looking. An appearance like Nadim can make a very good male actor. and he has a temperament of a good Peking opera performer. And there is a moment he questioned whether he could try a female actress. And you also see that in the show at the Crossroads, there were a lot of martial art. And to complete these skills and the movements is quite a challenging job. Well, I like to thank you for teaching me and for getting me into this play. I think it's important for me to lead you to the right path instead of the wrong one.
这样子了，既然我们谈到了这个技巧啊，这个
we talked a lot about the skills of the martial arts.
满眼都是期许，能不能现场给我们展示一下你最得意
The audience is holding high expectation of you. Can you show us a little bit?
Proud skills you learned from the master
是哪一个？翻译虎跳吧。
注意安全，我们需要再躲开一点点。
Time to redeem myself. 是这儿吗？哦，送这边。
不拿刀吧，这个话。
So you're not holding a sword.
这个没问题。好。这个不算不算，再来一个，再来一个。
你自己还没过瘾。这边，这边，这边，这边。哦，
眼镜在
This way, this way.
已经晕了。这个姿势合格吗？是吧？很好。
你平常练的好多。
Is that a good gesture?
这也是看到了这观众，然后兴奋了。
That's good. I think the audience are getting excited. Yes, after 100 days of training, he's finally able to make the performance.
就专门挑一出戏，然后再来100天。
I think we need to put up another show centering on this movement.
流汗了，别说了，主要是出汗了，吓的。
I think he can do more than that.
因为确实很难，京剧需要幼功。
Peking opera is really challenging, and the performers need to get trained starting from the age of 10. Nadim had a very hard time. You have seen him in the video clip that he was stretching his legs very hard. So you can imagine what he has gone through in the 100 days of training. So how is the layout of the 100 days training? Is it divided by 5 days plus 5 days, things like that? Well, the trainings are divided into 4 stages. The first stage is to get to know the performer, Nadim, and to know his physical conditions.
那么这个我们基本上持续了大概能有20天到1个月的时间，差不多这个时间。然后我们进入了第2个阶段，就是剧目的学习。但是这个剧目学习还不能上来就是看到今天展示的这样，我们是一个小片段一个小片段的进入。
So you have to divide that into many different sections, and you have to pick up one by one. For example, you need to feel the gesture in darkness, and also you need to hold the sword in a correct manner, and then his master got involved, and then they need to learn to work together well with each other, and that spent roughly 20 to 30 days. So how do you get to know each other in darkness? Well, it looks very spontaneous. I saw that in the video clip that he was wearing a goggle, and that is in stage 3, if I don't remember it wrong, because we already know the show, and we already practiced some skills, and then he needs to get in the role. So Li Long worked truly hard, and he memorized all those movements, all those skills, and he saw that in a video clip that I wasn't happy about his performance, so I gave him some comments. So we moved on to the 3rd stage. So he was, his eyes were covered by this scarf, so he could not see anything. So just so he could experience how it looks like when it's pure darkness. And then he needs to be informed about the story. He needs to understand the story of the role and different characters, and also he needs to connect the dots and also reinforce his memory and comprehension of the role. And that is stage 3. And towards stage 4, we are bringing on board stage design and everything else. So basically, we have 4 different stages. And also the different movement, they have to be right to the rhythms of the orchestra. Yes, it's quite difficult because this is percussion music, and you have to make sure that your steps are right to the rhythm of the music. So it takes some time for him to get familiar with the music, with the show, with the story, and with different body gestures. Although it's only 8 minutes, but the drum rhythm changed dramatically within this 8 minutes. So Peking opera is quite different from other artistic forms because the performers themselves, the conductors, no matter it is orchestra or opera or other forms, they all look at the conductors. But for Peking opera, all the eyes are on the actors and actresses themselves, so it's quite challenging. If they make some mistakes, the result can be quite consequential. So you have to express the idea with your body language, with your facial expressions. So that is why we are all very happy with his performance, and we give him a full mark, full score. And bear in mind that this is an achievement within only 100 days, and truly it's remarkable. So we have been talking about how difficult it is to get trained to this skill, and we saw Li Long's performance. So Li Long truly did it very well. It has been shown to the fullest that Li Long is very gifted, and I believe that we need to express our thanks to all the masters. We're not all the masters, and we're actually working as a team. So it's not just those masters sitting here today, and we also have a lot of unsung heroes. So this is also the logic of the theater company. We are very open, and we're working closely together with the CGTN. We have the execution team, the producer team from CGTN. We also have a director that is on site for 100 days, and also director Yiming and Mr. Sun Qiang. And also we have Guan Xiaohui, who had a bone fracture a couple of days ago. And behind us we have stage design, we have the orchestra here. So it's a gigantic team that is behind this 8 minutes performance. So I believe that you need to also thank all those unsung heroes behind the scene. So Mr. Liu, I have one more question. We have been doing this for 100 days. How long do you think it will take when he's able to sing on a stage? Well, this is quite difficult to answer because for Peking opera, you have to be very articulate. It's already very difficult for a foreigner to speak Chinese, but to sing Peking opera, you have to master the rhythm and the different pace and different tunes. So a student has to go through years and years of training, so it's very difficult to give an answer. But we hope that if Li Long has opportunities in the future, he can join us again and he can practice some singing. All right, and by that time we can tell you how long it will take.
Do you want to try singing Peking opera? 我问他想不想试着唱，真的。
可以，可以。I think so.
Well,
when I did my first assessment with Liu Lihua, so he can see what he's working with. He did actually give me a few things to shout.
他说他跟您第一次会面的时候，您确实是让他试了。
He said that when he first met you, you gave him opportunities for him to shout out. So I just tried him with his melodies and different tones, but for Peking opera, we have a lot of very detailed techniques. At the time, we did not determine which shows that he's going to play, which means that you have the ambition to let him try singing. Yes, we had the ambition, but we have to customize the show to his talents because we only have 100 days. We believe that he is physically qualified, and we also have a partner to work together with him. So I believe that we can work something out with only 100 days. But singing is a different story, and it's quite difficult for you to keep your mouth open all the time, and it's quite difficult, and you have to go through years and years of training.
Unaccountable of time to train you as a singer for Peking Opera. Can you give yourself a assessment? How long do you think it's going to take you to learn how to sing Peking Opera? 我刚才问他说，让他再给自己评估一下，根据您的这个意见，他大概要如果要学唱，
just ask him how long does he think that it's going to take for him to sing.
And how good of a student I am. I mean, it took us 100 days to get where we are today to do this 8-minute routine, and so who knows how
简单的说，
long.
他答案就是他也没谱。但是我觉得在座的
To put it simple,
现在就可以活
he's
动
not
一
sure.
下心思。我们的这个经济
Well, I believe that you can all
可以开始点戏了，老几位。
relax a little bit
这个时候就
and
挑吧想让他唱什么。
you have something to expect for the second season of the Peking Opera Apprentice.
300天不够，那就1年。
If 100 days are not enough, then give it 200 days. If it's still not enough, give it 300 days. And we have 2 more masters. And so let me ask you, over the past 100 days, and you have made a lot of efforts. You are strict. You are also very caring. So,
大家可以猜一猜谁宽谁严。
which one is more strict? How many of you think that Miss He is not that strict? How about Miss Bai?
和带相。
都觉得我是那个比较宽容的。
我听说啊，就是如果给您的这个教学方式打分啊，
all of you believe that I'm not that strict. So, if we're going to score a performance, to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, if you're too strict, Li Long, Nadim may shed some tears. So how come you're so strict? So we have to start from the basic skills, the most basic skills. You have to learn how to walk like a Peking opera actor. He has to train his muscle memory, and it's quite challenging, and it's also conducted in a synchronized manner. He has to train many different skills all at one time. Each and every day he is spending roughly 10-20 minutes on the skills. So he had never had any experience like that, so it must be very difficult for him. And for ordinary folks like us, our legs started to tremble after 30 seconds. So how long can he stand? Well, he can go as long as 1 minute. So I have a question online.
可能听上去有点业余，它的大概的意思呢，就是
The question may sound a little bit
李龙的表现之后呢，网友问他离这个学中国功夫还有多远？
And
中间有可
we
量
have
化
a
的
question online that is asking him, how long does it take for him to get to know Chinese Kung Fu? Well, this is quite difficult to answer because this is performing arts, and Kung Fu is not a performing art.
观感上可能差异不是很大。 但实际上
Well, I believe for an outsider, they look the same. I believe that Peking opera is more richer in terms of connotation. So to give it a wild guess, and how long do you think it's going to take him to learn martial arts? Well, I'm surprised already with his performance, and I saw him waiting for the percussion music. So he is getting to know the rhythm of the music of Peking opera. And also on the stage, this is only his second show, and this I believe is his official debut. And he is holding his breath. He's controlling his breath very well. He knows when to start, when to accelerate the pace, and when to relax and just calm down. Miss Bai, so I believe you are not that strict. You saw in the video clip how he melted down. So it was the breakdown moment, and I was watching this video clip, and my colleague who was standing beside me also touched with tears. So have you seen other breakdown moments of him? Well, like Mr. Zhu has mentioned, he doesn't cry in front of us, and he only cries behind us. When he's in front of us or with us, he's very tough. He had a leg injury at one point of time. He thought he may not be able to stick to the very end. Actually, it's very difficult. We have all gone through this journey. At a certain point of time, you may encounter this bottleneck period, and for us, we just find time to get it over. But he doesn't have all those time. He only had 100 days. He stuck to the very end. So truly, this is remarkable. So what did you do to save him from his breakdown moment? So after learning with Mr. Zhu, I was caught asking me to be his partner in training. Everybody's complaining that Mr. He is too strict. So that is why he is sitting so far away. So I was called by the manager of the opera house, and he told me that I may not be that strict, and I told him he's deadly wrong. I'm also very strict. So we had a class, and 2/3 of the time I was having a casual dialogue with him. So that was about a breakdown moment. So I shared with him our learning experience. So 2 words basically. I believe all the Peking opera practitioners, we have to be diligent, we have to be tough and persistent. And he did all those in his 100 days of learning. So he was very hardworking and diligent. And
you two, Peking opera teachers, do you still feel a bit trembling in the heart? 我问他现在看到何老师会不会害怕？
Oh, of course not.
So I'm asking him, is he scared of him or
从
her?
来不怕你，真的假的就不知道了。反正现在是说不怕了。
但是我觉得我一开始的时候他非常严厉。
But I believe that at the very beginning, he's just too strict. When I was stretching the legs, I was holding my hand on the bar, and he was pushing me on my back from behind. So that is only day 1. And he's pretty tough.
He was very strict with me, but I think he is in a position to be strict with me because I learned everything from scratch.
Not in a good way.
惊着了，惊着了。
So I was surprised and not in a good
现在
way.
大家台下观众都在这儿，老师们也不会过
Since
来。
the audience is here watching you, so don't be afraid of the masters being hard on you.
I have to choose from all 5 of them.
I think the 2 of them. 何老师，顾老师。
Mr. He,
Who is strict？ 很温柔，很温柔。
都没有按我。
I didn't push him from the back. I was gentle.
都可以啊。
He was not a kid.
那可以看出来何老师摁的恰到好处，今天还是可以的，对吧？今天
So
是不是还
we
是可以
need to
的？
be
刚才有一个网友
learn the
问了一个比较
skills,
这个专业的话题啊，这个可能要需要各位老
bit
师
by
来
bit.
来回答一下，就是因为
Well,
网
we
友
have
尤其是
another
海外
question
网友他看
online.
到这样演出之后，他可能会觉得说
From an
是不是我也
overseas
可以
viewer.
那么我们可能现在就需要让
And
网友把这个
he
思想摆
was
正。
asking whether they can learn the skills by watching your performance. If we want to learn the Peking Opera from day one, how long does it take for us to get on the stage to put up a show? How long does it take?
我感觉就是以我一个自身。
你可能需要拿一下，拿一下活动啊。
Well, personally speaking, from the perspective of my career life, I started training from 10. Even now, I don't dare to say I am totally qualified. I think there is a lot of room for improvement. Though there is a lot more to do, there is never an ending for my learning. So to reach a height of practice, we need trainings and trainings. So how many years can you get to sell the ticket of performance? If you are a professional actor, like my colleague said, we usually learn from 10 years old. Usually it requires a 7-year training. And when you graduate, that only means you know the basics of the Peking Opera. You need another 4 years of study at college to prepare you for the knowledge for getting on stage at the Crossroads. But to be a completely professional actor, you need a lot more of real practice at the theater. I learned from a senior artist that to become famous, you usually reach 45 when you are starting to getting famous among the audience. When you were young, you worked very hard. But when you reached 45 years old, you are quite experienced. And that was the stage when you are called an artist. I like to share a quote from the Grandmaster Mei Lanfang of China. To be a good artist, you need to perform at least 2,500 hours on stage. So Nadim practiced for 100 days. But to prepare for the 8-minute show, maybe 2,500 hours is needed before you get prepared for the show. But if you are just an amateur performer or you are a follower of Peking Opera, there is nothing of a limit on the training time. But if you want to learn the skills of the Peking Opera to prepare for the 8-minute show, then 100 days may suffice. But this question can be further discussed. Maybe we can find better ways for trainings and improvement. Well, thank you for sharing your perspective. And Ma Along and Sun Qiang, the two masters, shared with us the connotations of the performing arts and the Peking Opera. Last but not least, I'd like to give the stage back to the hands of Nadim, because I know that across the 100 days of training, the masters expect a lot from you, and I believe you also want to take this opportunity to thank your masters. So Nadim has today prepared small souvenirs for each of his masters. So he has prepared 5 gifts for the 5 masters. We have been training together for 100 days. For me, I think you have been very patient towards me. I could be nervous. There were moments that I want to quit and that I feel desperate.
Can I?
Of course.
但是我觉得你们每一
But
次跟我说
whenever I wanted to quit,
然后
you
我联系的时候
talk to
我觉
me
得有
in
可能
a
我不是一个非常好的
a
学生
reasonable way,
因为我有的时候你们
and
说
you
做
try
这个工
to
作
make
有
me
可
a
能
good
我过了
student.
长时间才做好，不是掌握这个动作，
And
但是
for some
做好
movements,
这
it
个动作
took me really a
或者
long time
记
to
住
do them
这
well,
个动作，所以我觉得你们非常耐心，
or
然后
to
这个
remember
我感
them.
谢你们，然后我感谢你们
So
你跟
I
我
like to
分享
thank
你们的
you
故事，你们的
really hard
经
for
历
that.
这个我觉得对我来说太
And
珍
that
贵，
was
这个
quite
我可能
a valuable experience for
in
me.
the future，我不会forget。
In the future, I will never forget
忘记施恩。
your guidance
所以
throughout the training
我不知
period.
道我用汉语、用英语、用我的母语阿拉伯语，我觉得
I don't
我不可
know.
能告诉你们我多谢你们，因为你
I
非常
can't
非常
tell
对
you
我有
how
很
much
深的影响
how much
让
thank
我
how
理
much
解
thankful
京剧，然
I
后通过
want
我的
I
经
feel
历让
towards
别的
you
人理
towards your
解
help,
京剧有
either
多
in
么
Chinese or
困
English
难
or
然后
my
有
mother
多的美
tongue
丽
or
所
Arabic.
以今天我准备了
But
5个
the
礼物
trainings have
因为有
allowed
5
me
个
to
老
feel the
师
glamour
没有
of
我的
Peking
没
Opera.
问题
So that's why
这个
today I
就是
prepared 5 gifts for
你
you.
们的角色我画
Well,
一小
on
小
this
的画
picture,
然后
I
每一个老
draw
师
the 5
有不
roles
同的角色，所以
for the
我
masters.
画
Each
一些跟你
master
们的
has
角色
a
有关
different
的
role.
可爱的东西，然后用阿拉伯语是我的母语，然
So
后
I
翻
wrote
译你们的角色，所以这个是
some
六大课老师
scripts for
你是
the roles
记
in
是吗？
Arabic.
所以是阿拉伯语，对，华丽。
So that was in Arabic.
然后有
Thank you.
乌丹，是你的。
This is the female role. That's for
这是贺老师的
Mr.
这一定要多待一会儿，在何老师旁边。
无声。
This
然后
is for
您
Mr.
的
He.
这个是头饰，然后对，然后我这个你可以读的时候是这个，所以是无声
You can
所以
that means martial arts.
然后还有
能看得出来何老师那份的那个比例
The warrior,
刚劲有
the
力，
male warrior.
这不知道是什么心情下写的。
然后最后2个是跟
The last 2
theatrical
pictures
有关，因为
are
李老
related
师
to the show
是
at the
一直配
Crossroads
合我，所以是
because this master has been
李华
accompanying me for
非常的
the
像啊
training.
对。
So
无仇一样。
this painting is especially dedicated to him.
然后朱老师最好，世界最好的
And this is
老师
for Master Zhu.
这是你的，这是任腾辉
He
这是你。
is my best teacher.
那我跟李柔练习的时间是最长的。
对
然后
是的。
看他一点一点的。
I spent the longest time with him on the training, and I saw him going through the hardships.
大家的掌声、尖叫声，我觉得一切都值得了。
And we hear the applause from the audience. I think everything is worthwhile.
一起亮相 ，show a position.
So how about all of you holding up the pictures together and have a group photo? We both played the martial arts. We both are the warriors.
坐吧，
现场授课，现场授
So
课。
come closer.
这个，然后，
你何老师不盯，你不敢，这啥不是？
好。
走你的，走你的。
为什么？
So show your leg movement.
我适应做这个哈。
好，咱俩一块儿看外边，好吗？
好。
So let's do this movement together.
最后感谢李龙、 也
Last but not
感
least,
谢
I'd like
我们
to
京剧院的
let's
每一
thank
位老师，
Nadim and
谢谢你
his
们为全
masters.
球网友带来了
Thank you
这样
for
一场，在
showing
梅兰
up
芳大剧
and
院带来
bringing
一
this
场京
fantastic
剧
show
奇妙
at the
夜。
Meilan
对不
from
起，我
Peking
打断您
Opera
一下，
House.
这个串联词哈，因为
Sorry to
这个
interrupt.
我们中国是礼仪之邦，礼尚往来嘛。我们收到
Because
了
China
李
is
龙
a
的非常
country
珍贵
of
有心意的礼物
courtesy.
以后，我们国家京剧院
We
的
feel
全体
very
团
honored
队
to
也
receive
送
the
给李
gifts
龙
from
两
Nadim.
样礼物。
So
我得介
my
绍一
team
下。
also
首先，
prepared a
刚才不
souvenir
知道
for
是冥
Nadim.
冥之中的缘分，还是我们真的就是拆盲盒扣题了。这个是国家
So
京剧院的
it's
经
quite a
典唱
coincidence.
段选，里头有所有
What we
我们
have
京剧院
prepared
国宝级
today
艺
is
术
a
家所
special
演唱的
collection from
这
the
不只是
National
给礼物，您
Peking
这是给教材
Opera
啊。
Company.
对呀，不是要挑战吗？接下来你可以
It's a
仔细
teaching
听你喜
material.
欢哪
It's
段
like a
觉得哪段
teaching
可以
book.
挑战，我们接下来录第二季、第三季，好不好？
可以，可以。
So you
Full of
can
classes
learn
of
from
techno.
this
From now
collection.
on, this is going to be your textbook for the next 100-day challenge.
对
Why not?
然后呢，这个我们京剧舞台上还有一个叫术语叫做
And
进
at
唱，
the
当你唱的时候比较
stage
下来以后
of
喝口
the
水
Peking
那么我
Opera
们再送上一个杯
performance,
子。
there is another term called
这是准备
having
好
a
了，接下来要
break
交唱了。
or
这是
in chang in
要把它套
Chinese.
住。
So that's why we
这个杯子
prepared
也很有
another
意思
gift,
寓意很好的龙凤呈
a
祥
glass
啊，谢谢。
for Nadim.
谢谢你。
因为
It
龙凤呈祥
represents
是代表很吉
auspicious,
祥的，另外呢
auspiciousness
也
and good
扣了
luck.
你李龙的这个龙字。
对，是的。
And it
谢谢你，
contains
谢
the
谢你，
Chinese
大家。
character of Long,
谢谢刘老师。
which
这个串词儿
echoes with the name of
不能念了，各
Li
位就来
Long Nadim.
感谢各位来宾，感谢剧院的老师
Thank
们，
you
最重要的
for
感
coming,
谢李龙。
and thank you the
辛苦
masters,
回
and
办公
also
室
thank
我在
you
向师哥
Nadim.
请教关于京剧的学问。
So
这给师哥
back
行个礼。
from today's performance, I'd like to ask you more questions on that.
我们的京剧练习生的第一季呢，虽然今天收官了，
Well,
但
the
是呢，
first episode
我们的
of
故
the
事
Peking
不会停。
Opera
欢迎
Apprentice
大家呢到我们京剧
seems to
院
come
的
to
社
an
交网
end,
站
but
还有
our
CGTN
story
的
on
社
the
交
Peking
网
Opera
站以及
never
官网
ends.
上去看李
So
龙学戏的故
please
事，还有
stay
诸位老师
tuned
英姿
to
飒爽的
the
样子，尤其是
website
何
of
老师。
CGTN, the
严师刻
clients
图
and
的
the social
样子
media
那么
platforms.
今天晚上我们
to follow
的
up.
关系过程到此结束。下面呢，有
Well,
愿意和
thank
角儿
you
合影的，
for
欢迎大家到
watching
舞台
today's
上来。今
performance.
天的直播，
If you
我最
feel
后
like
back
having
to
a
you,
group photo
Nadim.
with
It's
the
your stage now.
masters and Nadim,
For coming today.
feel free
Thank you, Wolga,
to come.
And thank you everyone who's been watching us from all over the world online. It's been a pleasure. This 100 days has been an utmost pleasure. It's a unique experience, and I still have to pinch myself to make sure that this is true, because I cannot believe that I've spent 100 days learning Peking opera. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. 大家谢谢你们. And thank you, everyone who's at home. This is the end of our live broadcast, and I hope I would see you in another one from CGTN. Bye-bye.